Yosemite, your boy, Shonen Boy, here today. I'm here today to review the latest chapter of One Piece, chapter 1085, The Death of Nefertari Cobra. So let's get straight into this chapter. So the cover page for this chapter is Frankie saving some turtles from the crab, trying to eat them, and he has saved the baby turtles, and they're going out to sea, which is very sweet and very cool. So yeah. So moving on from that cover page, we get to see Cobra, and he is looking at Im, and he is very shocked to see someone on the empty throne. He doesn't know what's going on. He's kind of like, he's just like, who is this? What's going on here? He's sitting on the empty throne. Like, what is this? And he's like thinking it to himself. No one is ever supposed to be on the empty throne, and no Indul should have the power to control the world. IMU shall address the two of the points being addressed, and thus must answer a single question in return, Cobra. So the Gorosei are just kind of like standing where Cobra is, and Cobra starts having a fit. He starts like coughing because he is very surprised about seeing Im sit on the empty throne, and he's very like, what's going on here? Like he's like coughing, and he's asking Im-sama, who are you? Like he's very perplexed about what's going on here. And moving on to the next page of the chapter, he's like he says, cough. I've heard the name Imu before. It could be a correlation, but one of the first 20 was also called that. Such curious titles on the imprints will not be declared with an answer. So with Imu, he's talking to Cobra, and Cobra says to Imu that like one of the 20 families was named Imu, and Imu refers to himself as like Imu, like he refers to himself in the third person, which is very weird. And it was very hard to like sort of like read it in that way, but like he refers to him as Mu, like he refers to like Mu. Same if you remember Hina refers to herself as like in the third person as well, and he always says her name. And the same thing goes for like Imu. He always says Mu. And he's talking to our Cobra, and our Cobra, tells Imu that, like, that one of the founding families was named Imu, or one of the families was named Imu, or someone in that family was named Imu. It depends on how you read it. So, So yeah, so then Imu doesn't really answer Cobra about him being part of the 20 families. He declines answering that, which makes sense. However, those internal questions shall be addressed. The D is the moniker of the ancient enemy. In recent times, it has been, cropped up more frequently. However, it is nothing but a fate ego. Those who carry the name do not even know of its true meaning now and yet. So he's talking about the D clan. The D clan, we don't really know too much about the D clan. We know that like Joy Boy was probably part of the D clan, and from what Im is saying right here, right now, the D clan was the enemy to the 20 founding families, and it seems like throughout this chapter that Queen Lily of the Nefertari family sided with the D clan. She did not really side with the with the other 20 families, the world government, I guess you could say. the 20 families that formed the world government. Yeah. So she turned her back on the 20 families and sided with the D clan. So that's what I'm gathering from this chapter and what they're telling us. That Queen Lily sided with the D clan, and she turned her back on the 20 families that formed the world government. So yeah. So then we move on. So the origin only ends due to Queen Lily's grave blunder 800 years ago. Blunder, the same clan be said of those scholars investigating the so-called Void Century. So so Eam is talking to Cobra about the scholars of Ohara here, where he is like those people who are researching the Void Century, and he doesn't really seem like he is very happy about people researching the Void Century and finding the poneglyphs, because Queen Lily is the one who she was the one who inscribed the history of the world on these poneglyphs with the help of the Kazuki clan, because the Kazuki clan was the ones who created the poneglyphs, and they are the ones who etched all of the history of the world into the poneglyphs, because they were like stonemasons. They were like really good stonemasons, and they etched the Void Century, the history of the world, into these poneglyphs, and then Queen Lily sent all of these poneglyphs out into the world. And I'm assuming if you read all these poneglyphs, you will find out what the Void Century is. And yeah, so I'm surprised that they're not more hell bent on getting killing Robin from the Straw Hats. Like I'm surprised that they're like Eames like no, you have to kill this woman. You have to kill Robin. She knows how to read the poneglyphs, and she might find out the history of the world. Like I'm just saying. I mean, they do want to kill Robin, but like I would think that they would be going after the Straw Hats a lot more. But whatever. But anyways, moving on. So from that, so the next page of the chapter is what I was just talking about. Without the blunder, without there would be no pirates chasing the poneglyphs in pursuit of the treasure either. If it were not for Lily's incompetence, those vexing relics would never have been scattered all over the world. So yeah, so I really like this panel with all the poneglyphs and Eam in the middle, and it's just really cool. I really like this panel with all the poneglyphs and Eam and him talking about the different about the poneglyphs and how they came into existence, and it's just like whoa, like we are getting a lot of like lore, I guess you could say, and as a lot of things are being revealed to us. We don't get the full context about the Will of D and the D clan and who Eam is, and we have more questions than answers, honestly, after this chapter. So yeah, as always. And then the release of the poneglyphs was the worst possible outcome of for us. So one must wonder whether it was truly a mistake, or if it was actually part of some larger plan. So he's talking about how that Queen Lily probably planned this out, and to inscribe the Void Century, the secrets of the world, on these poneglyphs and scattered them around the world so that the history of the Void Century was not lost, because they did. Because the D clan lost, like they lost to the world government, because the world government has been in power for like after the 800 years after the Void Century. So the D Clan lost, and they wanted to keep the history alive so that people might find out, what happened 800 years ago in the Void Century. So I'm pretty sure Queen Lily, got the Kazuki clan to inscribe the world's history on the poneglyphs and send these poneglyphs out to the world. So if anyone could find these poneglyphs, they could find out the the secret to the to the Void Century, the history of the Void Century. That's what I'm gathering from this. And then the Gorosei all pull out guns to shoot Cobra. They all pull out their guns to about to kill Cobra because he knows too much. The truth is undoubtedly lies in the letter of Lily. Lily left. He's talking about the letter that Lily left. It's probably lies that Lily has left. So pray tell, what was it a Delfler choice to only refer to her as Queen Lily of House Nefertari? Go ahead and reveal the full name of her letter as written. They've got me. I suppose there really is no choice. I'm going to leave this room alive. So he's talking about how Queen Lily's letter is probably all lies and doesn't really this letter doesn't probably matter in the grand scheme of things or anything like that. So Cobra says that he is not getting out of this alive. He says that they've got me in a situation where I won't get out of this alive, and I take it that there is no fib. There's no fib I could tell. There's no fib that I could tell that would safely would satisfy you enough to let me go. Your fate was decided the moment you saw the Great Emu. Not surprising. They can't let anyone know the world's greatest taboo has been broken. So Cobra is thinking to himself that just seeing him on the throne, they have broken the sacred taboo of the world, where no one was supposed to govern the world, and that everyone thinks that no one can sit on the empty throne. It's a just world, and they all govern the 20 kingdoms, the 20 kingdoms and all the other kingdoms don't mean anything to the Gorosei and Im. They are the ones who are above all of the kingdoms of the world, and they rule the world, I guess you could say. And the rest of the world doesn't know this. Only Cobra knows this right now because he's seen Im, and he's thinking to himself, this all is this whole thing is a lie. We've been scammed, we've been lied to our whole lives, that no one is supposed to sit on the empty throne, and now I've just seen Im, the ruler of the world, sit on the empty throne, and the Gorosei don't really give a shit. They're just a servant to this Imu, this ruler of the world. And Cobra is just shit, I won't be able to get out of this alive. So yeah, there's a lot that happens in this moment, and it's just I cannot wait till when the anime gets to this point, because seeing this animated, this will be so good. So yeah. So moving on to the next page of the chapter, so we see Sabo, and he's creeping, he's behind the door, he's listening in on the Gorosei's, conversation with Cobra, obviously, and he probably seen Im, he probably knows who Im is, and he probably seen who Im is, and he's probably even listening to what the Gorosei have been saying to a Cobra, which makes sense. I thought that, Sabo would be, listening in, he would be creeping around. So then, the astronaut here feels a little silenter. What's going on? The truth is, the letter from Alabaster's ruler 8 centuries ago was signed by Queen Nefertari D. Lily, and so Queen Lily is part of the D clan. So she, so I'm assuming that she, she was part of the 20 families. I'm assuming that she was part of the 20 families, but she probably didn't tell IMU that, like, she was that she had the initial D in her family name, and then she betrayed Im and revealed to Im that she has the letter D in her name, and Cobra is saying to Im that, Queen Lily Nefertari, like he says her name to Im, and then out of nowhere, this silhouetted arrow comes right towards where Cobra is and stabs Cobra. Like, when I read this, I was like, what the fuck is this silhouetted arrow coming towards Cobra and stabbing Cobra in the chest and killing him? And Sabo jumps in, flame on, and the Gorosei with the the blonde hair with the beard is just like, and it's just like, what the fuck's going on? Like, seriously, I have no idea what's going on with this arrow, coming towards Cobra. I'm assuming Im killed Cobra, and it's just like, die, and it's like an arrow just coming towards where Cobra is, or one of the Gorosei shot Cobra. I don't really know what's going on here, honestly, with this arrow coming towards Cobra. And I'll show it on screen right now so you can see it, see what I'm seeing right now. But, like, I don't know, man. And then, Sabo comes in, he does a fire fist to the Gorosei, and, they all get hit by the fire fist, and Im goes a bit like rage mode. He's like, where did this one come from? And he launches his fire fist at the Gorosei, at Im, and he saves Cobra. And it's just like, whoa, like, oh my god, like, yo. Like, seeing Sabo do a fire fist to the Gorosei, and Im is just like, where did this one come from? What the fuck? Like, he's just like, he's so angry about Sabo coming in, and it's just like, whoa, like, this part of the chapter, like, when Sabo comes in and fights the Gorosei, like, hey, yo, this is crazy. And then the next page of the chapter is even crazier. We see IMU turn into this like weird ass silhouetted, like, I don't even know, like, seriously, I don't even know what this is. Like, do the Gorosei all have, like, ancient Zoans, or, like, mythical ancient Zoans? That would be crazy. Like, that's literally what I'm thinking right now, because we have one, we have one that looks like, I'm trying to scope in. We have one that looks like a bird, one of the Gorosei turns into like a silhouetted bird, and then one of them turns into like a, I want to say it's another looking silhouette that has like horns, and another one that has like a sword. I'm assuming that one's the one with the sword. The the Gorosei member who has the sword. He always has his sword on his hilt, on his on his side there. And then there's another one with like a it looks like a rhino, honestly, because he has like a weird horn. They all turn into like weird silhouetted demons. Like, that's the best way I could describe this. Like, Sabo is literally standing there with Cobra on the floor. He's not dead just yet, but Sabo is like standing there, and there's all these silhouettes that are around him, and IMU turns into this like blob monster. Like, he turns into this weird ass silhouetted blob monster that's coming down from the empty throne. It's like crazy. Like, seriously, this panel is crazy. And then I was hoping I'd be able to take you all out in one move. After all, there was no way I could have known that hell was located here at the very top of the world, and Cobra is wheezing, and then the transponder snails start, the alarm starts going off, and Cobra is like, cough cough, you are Luffy-kun's brother, aren't you? And then, Cobra is talking to Sabo, and Cobra says, "You're with the Revolutionary Army, and you still stepped in to save me." And Sabo says, our cause is more concerned with the monsters that sit above the kings and queens of the world. Do you know Luffy somehow? He once stepped in to save me too. That sounds like him. Alright, so Cobra and Sabo are talking to each other, I guess meeting for the very first time, and he's talking to, Cobra is talking to Sabo about Luffy, how he stepped in to save him. If you remember, Luffy stepped in to save Cobra from Crocodile, and Sabo's doing the same thing. He's stepping in to save Cobra from the Gorosei. So yeah. So then IMU and the Gorosei go after Cobra, and all these weird ass silhouetted blob monsters go after fucking Sabo. But bruh, I wish, Oda would just show us what the Gorosei look like. Like, seriously, I get the whole, thing that Oda doesn't want to reveal, the powers of the Gorosei. He doesn't want to, show off, what the, designs of the Gorosei look like in this weird form. But I mean, come on, it's the final saga. Come on, Oda, you can reveal shit. You can reveal what these guys look like. Seriously, what do these guys have the silhouette no mi? Seriously, you can reveal that they have mythical Zoans. Seriously, that's what I think that they have. I think they have mythical Zoan Devil Fruits, and they're going after Sabo, which would be crazy. Seriously. So yeah. So then Sabo picks up Cobra, and he starts booking it. He starts running, and he says, Cobra says, leave me, I'm dead weight. And Sabo says, you have a better chance of escaping on your own. Well, that's not actually, no, Cobra says that to Sabo. Cobra says to Sabo, leave me, I'm dead weight. You'll have a better chance of escaping on your own. And Sabo says, I'm not gonna happen. And Cobra says, there's something I've come to understand, and if you die here, we'll be in trouble, because I need you to deliver a message to Luffy-kun and Vivi. You want me to tell them something? So Cobra is basically telling Sabo, this is my last words. I want you to send a message to Luffy and Vivi. So I'm assuming that Sabo is going to probably seek out Luffy at some point and tell Luffy what Cobra has said to his message to Luffy. And this guarantees, honestly, that guarantees that Vivi is going to go back to Luffy and go back to the Straw Hats. I guarantee you that Vivi will go back to the Straw Hats and tell them about what happened at the reverie and what's going on. So I'm betting Vivi's coming back to the Straw Hats. That's what I'm thinking right now. So yeah. anyways, moving on to the next page of the chapter. Tell them we share the moniker D. So he wants to. He wants them to. So Cobra tells Sabo to tell Vivi and also Luffy that they share the initial D, that they share the same initial. So it would be Vivi D Nefertari, I'm assuming, or and it would be Cobra D Nefertari. I'm assuming that's what the name is, or Nefertari D Vivi, or Nefertari T Cobra. I'm assuming that's what their full names are. I could be wrong. Put your thoughts in the comment section down below about this part of the chapter about the D and their names. And Sabo is like shocked by this, and he's like, "Whoa, what the hell?" And he says to Cobra, I finally know the path answer on the following. So you both have the D in your names, and we get a flashback to Sabo, Luffy, and Ace when they were kids, and Sabo is talking to Luffy and Ace about their names and about the D's and their names, and Sabo asks Ace and Luffy, "Is that just a contour of something? I guess. Who cares? A name is a name. Do you want a D in your name, Sabo? What? You can be Sadbo. Why did you put it there?" So then we see this silhouetted arrow again, where it's going swoosh and is attacking Sabo, which I'm assuming this is Eam. I'm assuming that this is Eam, and he has the power to use this arrow to kill anyone. Like he has this indestructible arrow that's going to pierce Sabo. And on the next page of the chapter, we see Sabo carrying he's carrying Cobra, and the arrow goes straight through Cobra again, and also hits Sabo as well. So the arrow goes through Cobra and also Sabo. I don't know if this is a devil fruit, or if this is Emu's power. I don't understand. Seriously, I don't understand this whole arrow that Oda is drawing with this arrow killing Cobra and injuring Sabo, and you see Sabo is coughing up blood, and he drops Cobra, and Sabo is like, "King Cobra," and the silhouetted the silhouetted creature is about to eat them. They open their mouths and is about to eat them. And Cobra stands up and says, "Cough, cough, the poneglyphs." They put the speech bubble in front of one of the speech bubbles, so I can't really tell what's going on here. But fly the flag that refers the world's ever dawn. Nefertari Lily D, I'm counting on you, Sabo-kun. So he's making his final stand to protect Sabo, so Sabo can get away from the silhouetted creature that's coming after them. And Cobra stands up to protect Sabo, and he is standing in the way of this silhouetted creature. So and I'm assuming that's Eam. So So moving on, so then we get to Pangaea Castle, and we see you must live on. Who's there? And we see that Sabo has escaped from, the where this was happening, and Cobra has been killed, and we see a silhouetted creature that's probably one of the Gorosei members, or it's Im, who knows, and we see that someone's looking in through a little peepee hole, and we see that it is Wapple. Wapple has been peeping in on what's going on here. He's seen what Sabo just witnessed, and he's seen what just happened to Cobra. He's been peering in all this time, which is like crazy. That's Wapple has been peering in. That makes him so much more important than he needs to be. He's dead. Cobra, the silent, has gone and gotten himself killed. I never liked him, but how can I celebrate after witnessing something so terrifying? Oh man. And then Wapple starts to run away because obviously, and I've stumbled upon the biggest scandal in the government's close. I don't even want to know who that was. They will end me. They will end me. No. So Wapple knows what just happened. He's been seeing what just happened to our Sabo, to our Cobra, and he's seen the silhouettes of the Gorosei and of Im. He knows what's been going on. I don't know if he heard about what they were talking about, but he's seen what was going on. So like that's crazy that he knows what just happened. So yeah. Oh man. So then we go back to the meeting room where all the other kings and queens are having their meeting, and it says the grand round table in the council chamber. It seems that the King Cobra and King Wapple are not yet present. We just received word that the two of them will not be attending, and that we are to proceed without them. So they just got the word, probably from one of the guards, or from one of the guards, that they will not, that Wapple and Cobra will not be in attendance today because Wapple is running away and Cobra is dead. So yeah. So yeah. Perhaps King Cobra's impression speech drained him. Maybe he his job. Maybe he considers his job done now that the dismounting of the warlords was been abolished. So he's talking about the warlords and how they were abolished at this meeting, and that Cobra, they're thinking that Cobra was drained from his speech to the Gorosei, and he thinks his work is done. They don't know that he is actually dead at this moment. And we see King Neptune, and also the King of Alabasta, not Alabasta, I mean of Dressrosa. I can't remember his name right now, honestly. Let us move to the referring matters on the agreed. Now then, considering the coloration of the four nations calling for independence. So they're talking about the other nations that were independent from the other kingdoms that are affiliated with the world government, and I'm assuming that's what they're talking about. So yeah. Shirahoshi, the conference is almost over. So the Fukaboshi, Mamboshi, and Ryoboshi, the Boshi brothers, I guess you could say, the brothers of Shirahoshi, say to Shirahoshi that the conference is almost over. Let's go and wait at the Red Port. We won't have to deal with the Celestial Dragons there, and they're leaving the Holy Land, the Mirage War. And Shirahoshi says, "You okay?" One of the brothers says to Shirahoshi, "Are you okay?" And Shirahoshi says, "I was hoping to say goodbye to Princess Vivi. I wonder where she went." So she's wondering where Shirahoshi is wondering where Vivi went, because they became, close friends after they met at this reverie. So yeah. So moving on, so then we see Vivi, and she's been captured, and she says to CP0, she's been captured by CP0, and she says, "What's the big idea? You better untie me. Those orders, whose orders are you following?" A guest room in the Pangaea Castle. "I'll tell the whole world about this." And she's talking to the CP0 and to Jabra and to Khalifa, which, oh my god, getting to see Jabra and Khalifa. Khalifa, man, she is fine. She is fine. Like, I've always thought that Khalifa looks really fine, but damn, she looking fine here. I'm just saying. So yeah. Hey, easy there. You're being too forward. This is Jabra talking. Jabra, CP0 agent, and gotta play your cards close to the vest if you want a shot at being free. You're one spicy chick. I am afraid no one's going to help you, princess. Once your decision is made known, you'll probably live the rest of your life like a pet. So they captured Vivi because they probably have told the rest of the world that Cobra was a traitor, and he tried to betray the Gorosei and attacked the Gorosei, and they probably captured Vivi because she is now a traitor, because Alabaster is now a traitor to the world government, because they probably skewed the story in the way that that Cobra attacked the Gorosei, and therefore he is a traitor to the world government. So therefore Vivi is a traitor to the world government. So yeah, that's what I'm assuming. So yeah. And they're talking, and Khalifa is, talking to Vivi that you'll live out the rest of the day. You will live out the rest of your days here as like a slave, as like a pet to the celestial dragons, because you are no longer a celestial dragon, because you betrayed the world government. So yeah, that's what Khalifa is saying. So yeah. And all of the rest of the CP9 agents are here in this room, and and getting to see CP9 again, but now the CP0. So all the members of CP9 became CP0 members. So yeah. So moving on to the next page of the chapter, we're getting closer to the end of the chapter, and Vivi is talking to CP9. I'm just going to keep calling them CP9 so you know who I'm talking about. She is talking to them, and she says, "Is Shirahoshi all right?" And CP9 says, "Seriously, now's not the time to be worrying about others, Lily Miss. Lily Miss." I don't know why they call her Lily. That's a bit weird. They call her Lily Miss. But whatever. We received word that more trouble broke out around her earlier, but she apparently came out of the ordeal unscathed. And Vivi says, "Oh, thank goodness." And and I love this part. Honestly, I love this part because Sai and also Leo are like jumping for joy, and Jabra is talking to Vivi about what happened to Shirahoshi and to Charlos, and the punks who ended up assaulting the celestial dragon that was trying to kidnap the mermaid princess, which is Shirahoshi. They're declaring that we're members of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet. Yeah! Pardon me. And it's just like, why would you say that? Why would you be declaring that you're part of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet? Like, I get that, like, Luffy wouldn't give a shit, but guys, that's like declaring war on the world government, what you just did right there. Because you guys just assaulted a celestial dragon, Charlos, and you basically almost killed him, and you're declaring that you're part of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet. That's like declaring war on the celestial dragons and on the world government. I know Luffy kind of already did that at Enies Lobby when he shot the flag and he declared war on the world government. But like, come on. But like, whatever. So yeah. Bloody proclaimed the victory, giving their names and everything. The guests in the country were stunned. So they were. So the other countries were stunned about what happened to what Sai did, and also what Leo did, because Leo is connected to the Dressrosa, and Sai is connected to the Kano Kingdom. Yeah. And then this part here is really interesting and really cool. So Fujitora, meanwhile, at the home of the gods, Fujitora helps the Revolutionary Army free the slaves, and that obviously pissed off Ryokoku off, so they went at it. So oh man, I love Fujitora. I love Fujitora. He's one of my favorite admirals. He's one of my favorite admirals. He went up against Green Bull, and he saved the slaves, and he helped out the Revolutionary Army, and he attacked Green Bull, which is very weird, because after the reverie, he went to Amazon Lily. If I remember correctly, he went to Amazon Lily and he saw Blackbeard. And is he still part of the world government? I'm assuming he's still a part of the world government, but he helped out the Revolutionary Army and he saved the slaves and he fought Green Bull. And Green Bull went off to, after the reverie, he went to Wano. So I'm assuming that, Fujitora is still part of the Marines, but I'm a bit confused that, they would let this slide, that, Fujitora was helping out the Revolutionary Army and he fought Green Bull. I'm surprised Akainu let this slide and, kept Fujitora on. I guess they can't get rid of him because he's an admiral, and getting rid of an admiral would be very, detrimental to them. But it's a bit weird that he would let that slide, but whatever. But anyways, moving on from that, what's the deal with the this year's reverie? And then Vivi is thinking to herself, like a pet, grim, a grim and break. Looks like I'm gonna have to do something about this. Then she sees, something coming through the wall. She hears something coming through the wall, and the next page of the chapter, which is the final panel of the chapter, where we see Wapple running for his life through the wall, and he's like, "Spare me! I didn't see anything!" And And Vivi's like, Wapple, what the fuck? and he's like, going through the wall, and he's like, I'm out of here. I'm out of the way. I'm out of here. And Vivi thinks to herself, "This is my chance. This is my chance. Move already. You'll never take me. Never take me alive." And then the CP9 is just like, "What the fuck's going on?" Jabba. What was that? I think it was the King Wapple. Hey, wait a second, Vivi's gone, huh? And then we see, Wapple's wife. I don't remember her name, honestly. Oh, darling, I've been looking for you. Where the devil have you been? And who is that young lady with you? And and while Wapple was coming through the wall, Vivi jumped on top of Wapple and like grabbed onto him because he's running away, and Vivi's like, come on, Wapple, and Vivi's just like, hey, Wapple, how much further are you gonna go? And Wapple's like, as far as it takes, I'll run to the ends of the earth with you. And Vivi says to Wapple, sounds good, let's go, Wapple. And Wapple's wife is just like, don't tell me you're running away with that mistress. And it's like the end of the chapter. Oh my god, that's funny. Honestly, that's funny. So that is the end of the chapter. There's a lot that happened in this chapter. So we learned a lot of things. So we learned that the Gorosei have some weird abilities. We see that Im has some weird abilities. Like, they all have Devil Fruits. I'm assuming they all have like Devil Fruits. I'm assuming that they all have mythical Zoans. That's my assumptions, because like that would be the most logical thing to go to. Where like all these weird silhouettes would be mythical Zoan Devil Fruits that have like weird ass abilities. Like Luffy's mythical Zoan, the Nika fruit. I'm assuming that all the Goroseis have like mythical Zoan fruits that are like godly fruits, you know what I'm saying? And like Im has some weird ass ability to turn really big, and like he's coming down to like attack Sabo. Sabo was trying to save Cobra. Cobra died from this silhouetted arrow that Im has created, and Im was the one that actually killed Cobra, and Sabo, witnessed what the true power of the Gorosei is all about, and the true power of Im, and he witnessed, what was going on here, which is, he was in the middle of all this shit, which is like crazy. So he knows a lot. So he is like he has more, honestly, Sabo is way more, they must be way more, fearful of Sabo than Dragon, because I don't even think Dragon knows about this right now. Like, I don't think Dragon even knows about the Gorosei and them having weird ass powers, and about Im. Like, Sabo is telling this to Dragon and Ivankov about what happened, but like, I don't even think Dragon knows about this. Maybe, and this is probably the reason why Im used his divine power to destroy the Elusia Kingdom, and Sabo was at the Elusia Kingdom. How he got to the Elusia Kingdom, I don't know. That's probably the next thing that we're going to find out, how Sabo got to the Elusia Kingdom. I'm pretty sure it might be Kuma. Kuma launched Sabo to the Elusia Kingdom, maybe? I don't know, but I don't know why Sabo was at the Elusia Kingdom. So Sabo was trying to save Cobra, and he finds out that Cobra has the Will of D in his name, and so does Vivi, I'm assuming, and Queen Lily has the Will of D in her name, and he tells Sabo to say to Luffy and to Vivi about, they have the moniker D in their names, and about what happened here, and to deliver this message to Luffy and to Vivi, and Wapol finds out about the Gorosei's true forms, and also about what happened here. He was peeping in on all this, and he saw what was going on, and then he runs away to help Vivi, and Vivi latches on to Wapol to get away from CP9 that captured her. So Vivi was captured by CP9, which is now CP0, and then Wapol comes through the wall, and Vivi latches on to him, and they run away together, and that's how Vivi and Wapol are together now at the World Economic Journal with Big News Morgans. And oh my god, if Wapol tells Big News Morgans about what happened at the Reverie, and what the real, what the Gorosei are about, and about their true forms. Oh my god, I just thought about this. Oh my god, ayo. Ayo, if Wapol tells Big News Morgans about the Gorosei and their true forms, and that they all have devil fruits, and about Im and what just happened to Cobra, and tells the truth about what happened at the Reverie, that would be crazy. It would be crazy, because Big News Morgans has he controls the news. He controls what goes out there into the world. Yeah, sure. The world government, tells Big News Morgans what to say in the newspaper, because they don't want to tell the world all the truth. But and if Big News Morgans says, screw it, I'm going to tell the world what they don't know about IMU and about the Gorosei and about everything, oh my god, that would be crazy. That'd be crazy. Although the newspaper has already come out about Cobra's death, and about Sabo being caught in 4K, standing over Cobra, and and it seems like he's the one who killed Cobra, but that wasn't the truth. So yeah, so that's what was in the paper, if I remember correctly. Yeah, and they were all Dragon and Vankov were all shocked about seeing Sabo standing over Cobra, and it's saying in the newspaper that Sabo was the one who killed Cobra, which is not the case. So yeah. So there's a lot that happens in this chapter. There's a lot that gets revealed. We have more questions than answers. Honestly, we don't get to find out the Will of D, which is we find out that the D clan does exist. We do find out the Ancient Kingdom, the D clan and the Ancient Kingdom does exist, and that the world government fought against them. We find out that in the chapter, but we don't find out about the Will of D and about the D clan. We find out a bit more about Im. We find out about his true form. We find out about the poneglyphs, which was Queen Lily was the one who created the poneglyphs, and with the Kozuki clans, and they hold the history of the world, which we already kind of knew that. So yeah. And then we see the silhouettes of the Gorosei and their true forms. I'm assuming they all have devil fruits, or they're demons, or there's something, like they have some demonic powers, I'm assuming. But yeah, and they all turn into their true forms, and they try to attack Sabo, and yeah, and Sabo gets away. He tries to help King Cobra out, and yeah, and he gets hurt a bit. That's why you saw Sabo a bit scuffed up, with some bandages on him. So yeah. So, and Wapple's seen what has happened in this moment, and he is running away, and Vivi latches onto him, and Vivi and Wapple are now together. Well, not together, but you know what I mean. So yeah. So that is the chapter in a nutshell. There's a lot that happened in this chapter. I know this video has gone on for really, really long, but there was a lot that happened in this chapter, and I felt like I had to explain everything to you guys about what's going on in this chapter. So yeah. But anyways, this is your boy Shonen Boy signing out. Like, comment, and subscribe. What did you think about this chapter? What did you think about the Gorosei's true forms and Emu's true forms? Do you think that they all have devil fruits? Do you think they all have mythical Zoan devil fruits, or do you think they have something else? Do you think they're demons in disguise? What do you think about the the poneglyphs and the Void Centurion, about Em and Queen Lily and the Will of D, and and also Vivi going with Wapple, and Wapple knowing the truth, and what happened to Sabo, and him fighting the Gorosei. What do you think about happened in this chapter? What are your thoughts? What are your theories? Put that in the comment section down below, and until next time, I'll talk to you guys later, and have an awesome day. Yours me, your boy, Shonen Boy, here today. I'm here today to talk some more about the latest chapter of One Piece, chapter 1085, and oh my god, we've got some, things to talk about when it comes to this chapter. There is so much when it comes to this chapter. I've already read through this chapter, multiple times, and trying to, figure out, what the Gorosei are, and what Em is, because there is so much to take in when you're reading this chapter. And if you haven't not watched my video where I go over the chapter, go and watch that video. It's I'm really happy with how that video went. I got a lot of views on that video, and it's my most viewed chapter review video ever on my channel, which is really cool. And I know my reading skill is not the best. I know I suck at reading, so sorry if I sound really bad at reading, but that's just how I read. I'll try my best not to read all the time the chapter out to you guys, because I suck at it, but whatever. Sometimes I like to read, but like sometimes I don't want to read the chapter, and because I'm not that very good at it, but whatever. It's whatever. But anyways, moving on from that. So thank you to everyone who watched that video and liked and comment and everything like that. It was really good. And yeah, but getting back to the chapter is there's a lot when it comes to this chapter. And when Sabo comes in to save Cobra, and we get the silhouettes of the Gorosei, and they change into their weird ass silhouetted monsters. I've seen so many wacky theories on like Twitter, and like some weird ass theories where like the Gorosei are related to the where the wild things are, and like they're related to like those like creepy monster things that where the wild things are, or like the Gorosei are related to like to the planets. I'm actually like on that side. Like I honestly think that the theory that all the Gorosei are related to planets, and they're related to like Greek or Roman gods, or whatever you want to call it. I'm not the biggest on like Greek or Roman gods. I don't really know all the lore when it comes to different deities and gods and all that sort of stuff. I don't know that very much when it comes to that sort of stuff. So yeah, but yeah, I've seen some like wacky theories when it comes to like the Gorosei and what they are. And honestly, I think they're going to be mythical Zoans. Or are they going to be like some type of like god devil fruit. I feel like they're going to have some type of like weird ass god devil fruits, or they're going to have some type of like demon devil fruits, or they're going to have some like ancient mythical Zoan devil fruits. That's my thoughts when it comes to the Gorosei, what their abilities could be, when it comes to their devil fruits and their powers, or maybe Im gave the Gorosei these powers. That's my like thoughts. Like either they have mythical Zoan ancient devil fruits, or they have god devil fruits, or they have devil fruits, which is weird. Or Im gave their abilities to them. Like Im has some like weird ass ability to give like these god bestow god abilities onto like the Gorosei, and I really want to see what the Gorosei look like, because their silhouette designs look wacky. They look wacky and they look out of this world, and I'm really curious to see what they look like and what they can do and what crazy abilities they have. Like I really want to know what crazy abilities the Gorosei have up their sleeve and what Im truly is, because we're still pretty clueless on Im. Like he or she or or they or whatever Im is, is like a mystery. Like it like that character is a mystery to everyone, honestly. And this is like the first time Im is like speaking to anyone, which is Cobra, and he or she says some pretty good lore for One Piece. Sets out some lore that is really cool about the Void Century, the Poneglyphs, Lily, Alabas's history, the Gorosei, Im in general. Like, there's just so much that Im drops about about the lore of One Piece, and about and he also drops a little bit about the Will of D, but we don't get the full context about the Will of D. But we can pretty much Oda is kind of alluding to that the D stands for dawn, the dawn of a new era, or a dawn of a new age. That's what my conclusion is to the Will of D. That's what it is, and that's what I've seen a lot of people come to their conclusion to the Will of D, and what the Will of D stands for. It's the dawn of a new era, and Luffy's going to be the that person to bring in the new era, the new dawn, because he's the sun god Nika, the reincarnation of Joy Boy, which makes total sense. And like, he's going to have the whole world backing them, and and it's going to be like the Grand Fleet, and all the kingdoms that Luffy has like banded together and like saved and everything like that, to fight Im. That's my thoughts on what the final war is going to look like. It's going to be all the kingdoms and all the people that side with Luffy up against the world government and the people who are underneath Im. And once the world knows about Im, oh man, it's gonna be like crazy. Like, I guarantee you that Wapple is going to tell the world. Like, he is going to tell the world. He's going to tell Morgans, and Morgans is gonna tell the world about Im. He's gonna be like, oh, he's gonna be rubbing his hands together. He's gonna be like, oh, this is the biggest scoop of all time. I'm going to release this to the whole world, that the Gorosei are like these weird ass creatures, of darkness, that are like evil, and there's a ruler of the world called Im, and it's just like, whoa, like seeing Wapple peering in, and he knows everything about what happened in that room with Sabo and Cobra, and what the Gorosei look like, what Im looks like, and he is with Big News Morgan's, the one that, tells the world all the news. Like, hey, yo, like, he's gonna tell Morgans about Im and about the Gorosei, and when the world knows about, Im and the Gorosei and what they are, what they truly are, it's gonna be chaos. Like, it's gonna shock the world, and like, oh my god, and like, they're gonna have to try and kill Morgans for that. They're gonna have to try and kill Morgans and Wapple. They will hunt those two down to the ends of the earth. If this information ever gets out to the world, what Im is and the Gorosei are, because Wapple told Big News Morgans about what happened, it would be crazy. If this information got out to the world, which I think it is. I think definitely this information and what happened here is going to get out, is going to be leaked to the rest of the world, and the rest of the world is going to know about Im and the Gorosei. And I really like how the Gorosei and Im are being shown right now, in like the start of the final saga. Like, Oda is setting up like Im as the final villain. Like, I feel like Im is going to be the final villain of One Piece, and what we've seen from right now, like in this chapter, it's confirmed that Im is going to be the final villain. I don't know if Luffy is going to be the one to take down Im, but I feel like Im is the last person that either Luffy, Dragon, Sabo, or any of those characters will have to take down, because Im seems like the final villain. Like, he seems like the final villain. I don't think Blackbeard is going to be the final villain. It'd be a really big twist if, like, Blackbeard finds out about Im and kills Im, and he gets like his god powers. That would be interesting. That would be a big twist, but I don't think it's going to happen, because like, I feel like Luffy versus Blackbeard is going to happen fairly soon. Like, not like anytime soon, but like, it's going to happen in the near future. I feel like Luffy versus Blackbeard is going to happen in the near future for the One Piece, and then Im is like going to be the final villain, like kind of like in Naruto, where Kaguya was the final villain of Naruto, but I've got to say, Im is way better than Kaguya, because Kaguya came out of nowhere, and I was really butthurt about, how Kaguya finished the Naruto series off, because I did not, no one saw it coming, and I did not like how it was implemented into the series of Naruto, and like how, they killed off Madara. Madara was such a good villain. I loved Madara. And then Kaguya comes in with Black Zetsu and kills off Madara. And then Naruto and Sasuke have to be the ones to like seal, Kaguya again, or kill Kaguya or whatever. And then Boruto happened, which Boruto is ass. Like, it is so trash, but whatever. Anyways, moving on from Naruto, I don't want but it's way better, honestly. I feel like Im is way better set up, and the Gorosei are way better set up than like, Kaguya and all that other stuff from like Naruto. And yeah. But and Im is sort of giving me those Kaguya vibes, where like Im is like this all-powerful, omnipotent god that like is like the progenitor of like everything, and is like all-powerful, and like could be have some like crazy devil fruit, or like crazy power, or be the mother of ocean. There's been some wacky theories when it comes to who Im is. I highly doubt that Im is Luffy's mom. I think that theory is, I don't think that theory is going to come to, to light anymore, because I don't think Im is like Luffy's mom or anything like that. That'd be dumb, and that'd be stupid. I don't even think Dragon knows this information. I don't even think Dragon knows about the Gorosei and their true forms, and about Im and everything like that. I highly doubt Dragon knows anything about this, and when he finds out about this, he's gonna be shocked. He's gonna be like, what the actual fuck? Like, he's gonna be shocked. I legit think Dragon is going to go into action after he hears all the information that Sabo Sabo has from this reverie. He's going to go into action. He's going to call every single person he knows, and he's going to start the revolution. The revolution is already beginning right now, but like he's going to. I feel like Dragon, after he hears this information from Sabo, he's gonna lose it. He's gonna be like, he's gonna have his third eye open up. He's gonna have like 5G brain. He's gonna be like, oh my god, what? He's gonna be like so he's gonna be like, what the fuck's going on? Like, what did you just say, Sabo? There's a ruler of the world, and the Gorosei have these like demonic forms of these like ancient mythical Zoans. Like, what the actual fuck? Like, he's gonna be pacing back and forth. I swear to God that Dragon's gonna be pacing back to forth, thinking about what he's going to do next, because seriously, I don't think Dragon knows this information. I highly doubt he knows it, and if he does, it would be kind of weird if he knows all this information about Im and about the Gorosei and everything like that. I highly doubt he knows it, but maybe he might, I don't know, but that would just be a bit weird if he does. But yeah. But anyways, moving on. But anyways, I feel like this chapter is a really good chapter. I feel like it's a good solid 8 or 9 out of 10. It's a really solid chapter that reveals a lot of things to us about the Wheel of D, about the Gorosei, about Im and their true forms, and Im being set up as like the final villain. Honestly, I think he's going to be the final villain, and seeing Sabo trying to save Cobra, and him standing up to the Gorosei and him trying to kill the Gorosei, which was wild. I was so shocked when Sabo did a fire fist to the Gorosei and was trying to take down the Gorosei and also Im to save Cobra. It was wild. I was like, wow, you got to respect the Sabo after this chapter. Like, you got to respect the hustle. You got to respect Sabo after this chapter, because he tried to kill the leaders of the world, and he was just like casually going by, and it was just like, wow. And yeah. And getting towards the end of the chapter, this confirms that Vivi is going back to the Straw Hats. Like, it confirms that Vivi is coming back to the Straw Hats. They're going to drop her off at Egghead Island, and Vivi is going to tell them about what happened to her father, and maybe Wobble has told Vivi about the Gorosei, about Im, and everything like that, and she knows the information as well. Maybe, I don't know, but that would be wild if she knows the information as well. And like she goes to Egghead Island, and she reunites with the Straw Hats, and she's there for the like final journey. That's what I think is going to happen with Vivi. I think she's going to be dropped off to Egghead Island, and she's going to help the Straw Hats, and she's going to be along for the ride for the final saga, which is so good, because I love Vivi as a character, and I really wanted her to come back to the crew, and I was just like, this is the perfect time, Oda. You can like Big News Morgans can drop Vivi off to Egghead Island, and reunite with the Straw Hats and be there for the final journey. Like, that is the perfect way of bringing Vivi back into the story. And I love how they've brought back Vivi and Cobra and Alabasta back into the stories. Oda is such a good storyteller and such a good writer. The way he writes his characters, and the way he writes his lore, and the way he brings things around, and the way he foreshadows things, it is so good. Like, honestly, he is a master about foreshadowing things, and a master at like lore and character development, and just bringing things together and bringing things around. I absolutely love it, and I really hope that Vivi goes back to the Straw Hats, and and has the final journey with them, and she goes to Raftel. That would be insane, and that would be so good. I would love that. Yeah, and also getting to see CP9 again, which is CP0, was really cool. And also getting to see Fujitora help out the Revolutionary Army, and also, you know, fighting Green Bull, which I'm surprised that Akainu was like, nah, get rid of him. He's a detriment to us now, and you know, but I guess they can't really get rid of him because he is an admiral, but like still, he helped out the Revolutionary Army, their enemy, which is like, you know, but I love Fujitora. He's one of my favorite admirals. But yeah, and then the final page of the chapter where like Wapol comes through the wall, and Vivi grabs onto Wapol, and that's how those two came to be. That's how they came together, and you know, and that's how they ended up with Big News Morgans. And I'm honestly, I don't know what the next chapter is. Like, they could be honestly, keep going with this Reverie stuff, Oda. Keep going with this Reverie stuff. I don't want to go back to Egghead Island anytime soon. Keep on going with this Reverie stuff, and I really want to see more about this. I want to see more about the Reverie. I want to see more about Sabo and the Revolution. I want to see more about the Flame Emperor. He's the new MC. He's the new, you know, main character. I don't care about Luffy. I don't care about what's going on in Egghead Island. I more care about what's going on in the Reverie and with Sabo and the Revolution, honestly. So yeah, and Oda has been on a roll lately. Like, after he went away from Egghead Island, he's been on a roll with, like, you know, Kid versus Shanks, and Kid getting his you know, shit pushed in, and then Law versus Blackbeard, and Law losing to Blackbeard, and then the Reverie. Like, honestly, like, Oda has been on a roll. And also Garp, like, seriously, like, Oda has been on a roll, and I've been loving the you know, all of these chapters. Like, all of these chapters I've been loving, and he's been on a roll, and this chapter was so good, and I really like what happened in this chapter with the Gorosei and Im, and with Sabo, and yeah, I just love this chapter. Good solid 8 or 9 out of 10. I'd probably give it a good 8.5 out of 10. 8.5 out of 10. I like this chapter. It's an 8.5 out of 10, and yeah. But I'm going to end the video right here. I just wanted to talk some more about this chapter, and go over some of my thoughts about the Gorosei, and go over the chapter again, and my thoughts and what's going to happen next. Put your thoughts in the comment section down below about what you think is going to happen next in the next chapter of One Piece. There's no break next week, which is so good, and I'm curious to see what's going to happen next with the Gorosei, and Im, and with Vivi, and Vivi's going to be reunited with the Straw Hats, and what's going to happen next with Wapol, and like everything that happened in this chapter. I'm so curious to see what's going to happen next, and what are your thoughts about this chapter and about the Gorosei and Im? Put that in the comment section down below, and until next time, I'll talk to you guys later, and have an awesome day.